G'day everyone, welcome back to Sunstate Metal Detecting, and thank you for joining us for another metal detecting adventure down on the beach. We are back out again after our little storm on the weekend. You're probably watching this maybe another week or so into the future, but in the week just gone by we had a big storm that was part of tropical cyclone Alfred that came through and flooded a good part of town. And we are now looking through the aftermath of that flood. I can see quite a few areas along this beach here are pretty severely washed out, so hopefully there's a little bit of older finds down in those washouts for us to track down, and hopefully we can turn up a few nice finds. As usual, running the Manticore today with the M11 coil on the end. We usually use the M11 down here because most of the targets are fairly shallow, given that we've got a rock bed not far under. And, it's pretty good at separating a lot of the dense targets out. So let's get underway. We're going to head down in that direction there and we'll see what we can find. I'll see you at the first signal. Wonderful. Well, that's exactly what I came here to find. I figured there'd have to be at least a few of these down here somewhere. I squished a bug on my face thinking it was a mosquito, and it was a stink bug, so now my face smells dreadful. Hey! What a great find! Alright, well we've got our first target here that's worth a dig. We're sort of middle of the beach, sort of down near some of the rocks here that have been exposed by the ever shifting sands. Let's have a go at this. Yeah, sort of mid 50s up to maybe a low 60 tone. I don't think it's going to be too deep, so let's see. Yeah. Oh, actually there it is right away. And that is going to be, it's an old lead-topped roofing screw. The rest of the screw down there is obviously iron or steel, and it's rusted away, but that's just the cap left over. So older find right away. Let's pop that away and we'll keep moving. Okay, we've got a really nice sort of signal here in the rocks. There's a bit of an iron tone with it, but I'm not sure that that's going to be the target we're looking for. So we're going to have a go. Let's have a listen. Floating around a 70. All right, let's have a look. It sounds very shallow. I don't see anything on the surface there. So let's see. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be jammed down on this edge of the rock. Or perhaps wedged between these two rocks. Well, there's a that's made of copper. It's a round rim off something. I don't know that that would make that entire tone though. I suppose it's possible if it's pure copper. That might be all it was. Let's just clean that off. That's better. And we'll just pass the detector over again. What do you know? That's all it was. So it might be like a edge off like an old dial or a piece of an old clock or something of that nature. But again, it's old. It's what we expect from this beach, so we're definitely on the right track. Let's keep moving. Well, there's certainly lots of signs of flood around here, from big washouts in the bank to, you know, stuff like this, like window trimmings that are down here on the beach and other household items and bits of construction everywhere, all being tossed around by the tide. And this bank up here hasn't fared very well. This, probably where I'm standing now, used to be where the bank was up until, well, a couple of weeks ago anyway, with pre-Alfred, but it's receded an awful lot. So we're going to have a go at this target that we've got just in front of me here. Could have a bit of depth on it, which has got me at least a little bit hopeful. Let's see what it is. There it is. So that's right at the front here, and there is another target just back there a little bit further, so we could have two targets in one spot. Let's have a go at the higher tone first. Well, I wasn't expecting that to come out in one. All right, so what could this be? Right down the bottom here somewhere. Oh, I think we've got silver, guys. I think I've got a little silver in my hands. I do. It's a thrip. It's a 925 thrippence. Hello, beach silver. Now, I can get a date on this one too. 1943. It's a wheat thrip. Wonderful. Well, that's exactly what I came here to find. I figured there'd have to be at least a few of these down here somewhere. Now, let's carefully put that one away so we don't lose it. And let's just see if we can locate this other target. We'll just got a pip of it then. Not sure where it went. Let's just track it down with a detector and we'll go from there. All right, so. Actually, that is going to be fairly shallow. It's just a bit further up. Should be here somewhere. Yeah. All right. Could this be another coin? Just looking. It sure is. Look at that. There's a 5 cent there. Happy days. So actually it's quite funny because back in 1965 when they swapped from pre-decimal, which was the thrippence, to decimal, if I'm not mistaken, a 5 cent coin was a direct swap over for a thrippence. So there you have it. The new and old equivalent in one hole. Very neat. Let's keep going. All right, well, we're only about a dozen paces on from our lovely little silver thrippence. And we have another decidedly coin sounding tone here that I'd like to investigate. Let's have a go at this one. Maybe a little bit of depth on this one as well. Maybe. Now those numbers are typically what we'd expect to find when we're unearthing a 1 cent piece, but it can correlate to a handful of other older coins as well. So we have to have a go. Oh yep, I see a coin in there. And just got to check the thickness of it. I think, yep, it is a 1 cent. Very, very toasted, but a coin all the same. So let's add that one to our little growing collection and we'll keep moving. All right, I'm just working along the top of the beach and we've got this great big washout here. So evidently during the storm last weekend, all the water came gushing down here and it's created a bit of a hollow in the sand here that's substantially deeper than the beach level. And right at the back of it here, we've got a tone that's worth investigation. Really, really nice tone. So let's investigate. Now, I'm going to be a bit careful here because there could be absolutely anything in this washout. Okay. Oh, there's a coin right away. Okay. Checking the edge. And it's hard to say, but I think it's just going to be a pretty worn 2 cent piece. Actually, yes, I can confirm there's a young Elizabeth on the back there. So, yes, that will be another 2 cent to add to the tally. So all small coins so far, but surely wherever there's some small coins, there's got to be some bigger ones as well. So let's keep plugging along and we'll see what else there is to find. All right, always pays to check your work. There is something else here. That previous tone could definitely account for that coin, But as I wave back over, there's something else. Exactly the same spot. But yeah, another tone. Oh, actually. Oh, you're joking. That, I didn't even see that. Totally missed it. That's another threepence. And it's going to be a 925. Is it another wheatie? Hold on, let me just take a quick look here. Sorry guys, yeah, it's another wheatie, and guess what? It's another 1943. How's that? All right, so we've had a threepence and a 5 cent, and now we've had a threepence and a 2 cent. I wonder what else there could be. Well, that's pretty cool. Now these spots are great for checking for finds. Actually, the same is exactly true if you're looking for gold. Essentially, heavier objects, well, as the water comes down, it's going to be cycling around like this, and heavier objects are going to fall and drop straight where they are there. So I'm going to be extra careful with every single one of these I see from now on. We're going to do a very thorough check. Let's keep going. Okay, well, we're fully under lights now, and we're just underneath the barbecue area here. There's a little tone here that's piqued my interest. It sounds like it could have some depth, and I know that I have found a few interesting items here, from old silver coins through to the little Lesney matchbox car a little while back, and I just want to see if this is something older or not. Let's have a go. The dot on the display is quite a bit under the treasure line, and I'm wondering what sort of material would cause that. Now I've hit rock immediately, so we are going to have to go straight to hand tools. I don't know that we're going to be able to hear it from here. No. All right, time to start scooping. All right, let's try again. Okay, we are getting closer to it. We've got a track on it now. Now, let's just remove some of the material around the outside of it here. Okay. Should be just down in here. Oh, actually, what's that? Is that a coin? No, that might be a rock. Got my hopes up for just a second there. Now, there's a big old rock there. I wonder, yeah, I can actually move that. That'll make life much easier. All right. Now, let's see. Oh, yeah. There's a coin. Is that another pre-decimal? I've got a feeling we might be onto... Yes, it's a sixpence. Pre-decimal silver number 3. Okay. We've got the ribbed edge rather. Now, I might be able to get a date off this. Bear with me, I'm just going to have a look. Yep, there's a coat of arms. And there is a date of 1955. There we go. Quite green on the back, but not the other side. So that makes me wonder whether it was caught up in the rocks up there, and just in this recent downpour, it's been washed down. Cool. Still, I'll take any silver. Nice little find. Okay, well, let's keep working our way along and see if we can find a few more of those. All right, I'm just standing at the bottom of another washout that I'm just going to have a quick check over. And there is a lovely little target just in here. Let's have a go at this. Maybe a bit of depth on it too. So we'll just take a couple of scoops here and see how far down we can go with the sound scoop. Answer is probably not too far. We're hitting a thick gravel already. Oops, try not to throw myself down on the ground. Has cleared up a little bit there. Okay, not too far further. I see that there's a bit of fresh seaweed in here, which means that this sand has only very recently been turned over. Oh, I see a coin with a copper edge, so that's going to be a 2-cent. Yeah, pretty manky, but still, it'll clean up all right. Throw that in the bag and we'll keep working. All right, let's have a go of this one. Probably not numbers I'd normally dig, but given that we're in a bit of a washout here, it could be just about anything, and it has some depth, so let's have a go. Generally up in the high 30s, so it is potentially gold range. I feel like that's disappeared straight away, so it's not nearly as deep as I thought it was. Okay, there's probably just going to be junk in that case. Let's have a little look here. Ah, it's one of the old copper square nails. There we have it. So these are usually found on beaches where I find pre-decimal. We've had a couple of pre-decimals already, so there you have it. Let's pop that away and we'll keep trudging on. All right, and following on with the trend we set last week, we have another pair of sunnies. We found 2.5 pairs of sunglasses last week, and it looks like we found another half a pair. So that makes 3 pairs of sunnies in 2 weeks. Unfortunately, these are totally shot. They feel like just very cheap and nasty glasses, so we'll pop them in the junk bag and keep working along. All right, well, we're just at the very top of another washout here, and there's another tone I'd like to have a go at. It sounds very shallow, so it should be a nice easy dig. Let's have a go. $48.50. Let's see. Oh, actually, I see it. Oh, a big square nail. Look at that. That's a monster of a square nail. So definitely on the older finds here. It's just a matter of tracking down the ones that are actually worthwhile. Anyway, let's keep moving along. All right, another lovely tone. It's sort of down below another big washout here. So this could be just about anything. Let's have a go. Very nice and high in that direction. If I rotate, it's definitely still there, albeit a little bit lower. So somewhere between a 70 and a 90. Might be multiple targets listening to that. Well, there's one patinaed piece of something, like an old rivet or something. Looks to be made of copper. That wouldn't make that sound though. I wouldn't expect it to. Hold on, let me just check in the hole. Maybe it did. Maybe the thickness of it made it sound extra nice. Let's have a quick wave over the hole again. Yeah, that's all it was, just an old copper rivet. So that probably came off, dare I say, like a pair of boots or some sort of belt or some article of clothing. So we're still definitely looking at older objects. Let's keep searching. All right, here's another target to look at. Bit of an unusual line pattern on the display. it shouldn't be too deep. And that's good because we're inside a tree at the moment, so we don't really have all that much room to move. Let's have a look. Okay, let's get our blade out. Should be just here. Boy, it must be minuscule. Oh, that might be, oh no, it's a, thought it was a coin, but, oh, that's going to be a old brass button, minus the inside of it. And, I think, is there writing on it? Yeah, can't tell. All right, I'm going to put that one in the treasures bag and we'll clean it. And if there's anything notable, any text or anything interesting, I'll post it up at the end. Let's keep walking. Okay, we've got another target that's going to be worth a dig, a nice clean one. Let's have a go. Very persistent. Let's see what it is, hey? Now, wondering whether it's going to be 1 or 2 scoops down. 1 scoop is the answer, and I see an old coin. Yay! That's going to be another thrip, I think. I'm very nearly struck that one. Sorry, just taking a quick look here. Oh. That might be an old English one. Hold on, guys. One moment, sorry. Yes. 1878. So on the other side, that's going to be a Jubilee Victoria. Hey, what a great find. That, I think, now I've just got to think back, that could be a contender for my oldest ever coin. Could be. Not my oldest ever sort of round thing. That would go to the trader's token of 1863. But spendable coin, that's possibly it. Very nice. All right, bagging that one up. So that is our now 4th silver of the day. And yeah, I'm just going to keep going as long as I can. This tide is getting rather close though. Let's move on. Well, I just made a bad choice. I squished a bug on my face thinking it was a mosquito and it was a stink bug. So now my face smells dreadful. Ugh. Anyway, we have a target here in this washout we're going to have a go at. Let's have a look. Great contender for a coin. Let's see if my metal detector will stay put. Let's have a look. Now this is all undermined here, so it's all liable to fall down in the very short term. And look at that, it's another monstrous square nail. Wow. So we've got actually quite the cluster of these square nails here, so I wonder whether there was some sort of boat building activity going on right here, you know, 120, 130 years ago. Absolute rippers. All right, well, let's keep moving along. All right, just to give you a bit of an idea where I am, just over there was where our Vicky threepence came from. Up there in that washout is where that giant square nail came from. And just down here in the middle of the washout, we've got another tantalising little tone. Very solidly in the low 40s, which is a great number for 50% thrip coins. Ooh, very solid in and out of the hole, so that's a very, very good sign. It could also be one of the newer 20-cent pieces, amongst other things. Okay, should be just coin. Did I call? Oh no, not coin, not coin. Button. Hey, that's cool. I'm happy with the button. Now, I just want to see. It is a suspenders button. Does it have anything written on it? Just going to have a closer look. And that is going to be a firm maybe. A very firm maybe. I can't tell. So, another one for the treasure bag. Another item to clean up at the end of the day. And hopefully we can draw a little bit of interesting history off that one. Let's keep moving. All right, so we've only just turned around. We're not too far back. We're just near where we found the Vicky thrip, and there's a lovely tone right here mid-beach. Let's have a go at this. Persistently 60 or above. So that's great territory for any number of different coins. Including my favourite coin that I found a couple of on this beach, and that's the Ram's Head shilling. The 50% ones tend to ring up around that range. What do I see there? Is that it? That's it. That, just got to take a bit of a closer look at this. I think it's going to be another rivet. No, I'm actually not sure what that is. It could actually be a button now I'm looking at it, with this is possibly the shank on the back, but it's got an unusual, like a line and like a circle in the middle. So almost, let's get rid of that, almost reminiscent of a flathead screw. Or maybe it is just the top of an old flathead screw. I don't know. Anyway, we'll bag it up and we'll keep walking before we get swept away. All right, about 2 paces further on from that button screw, I don't know, whatever it was. So still very close to our Vicky thrip. We've got another lovely target. Let's have a go. That sounds a bit more like it. And in the other direction too. Very nice and consistent. Now, of course, because we're within this sort of proximity to some pretty heavy rockage, we're just going to go straight to hand tools. Yep, like I suspected, not far under. So let's just lift some of these rocks out of here. Oh, I see a gold coin there. That is $2. Cool. Looks like a fairly fresh drop there because it's not turned green yet, so dare I say that one's probably only been lost in the last few months. Let's bag that up and keep walking along this row of rocks here. All right, well, this beach is absolutely loaded. No matter whether you're at the top of the beach or mid-beach or low beach, there are targets everywhere that are worth digging. Now, I can sort of look over to my right here, and about 4 paces away, I can see the hole our Vicky thrip came out of. And here's another target that should be worth a dig. Now, I don't usually trust these high tones on this beach because they can be so varied by the rocks around them. But when you're within that sort of radius to a nice coin like that, you sort of just have to pay attention. Now, I'm only able to go down the one scoop with the sand scoop. We've hit this gravel layer again, so it's back to hand tools. Okay, definitely in the right spot. That's a good sign. Let's just get some of this rock, gravel and shell busted up. Oh, yep, there is a target in there. And it's another one of those button things. Interesting. Yeah, it's got the, yeah, like a rivet. There you go. There's the top of the rivet. And there's the bottom. No idea what they come off. Probably boots, I would say. Old boots. And it's possible it could be old military boots. because back in World War I, I believe, there was a camp somewhere in this vicinity. So from about where I am here, maybe up to about a kilometre in that direction, somewhere here, there was a camp. I know that in one of the parks here, you just find heaps and heaps and heaps of 303 ammunition. So who knows, could be military drills running up and down the beach. Let's keep moving though before the tide gets us. All right, well, we're very nearly back to base, and just going to do the last little stretch of beach here and just see if there's anything new. We do have a potential coin here. Let's have a go at this. Incredibly stable. Let's have a look. Just inhaled a bug. Yeah, there we go. Oh dear. Dear. Delicious. Yeah, that'll be 20 cents, albeit in desperate need of a clean. So we'll add that to the tally and we'll just do this last little stretch. It's a mouthpiece off an old can. Unfortunately it is, it's just an old bottle cap. It's a twisted up pull tab. It's just a ring pull. What a shame. It's another blasted ring pull. Okay, yep, big old rusty clump or whatever. Yeah, it's another copper square nail. I think it's an old handmade sinker. That's an even bigger copper square nail. It's the tip off that square nail. Oh, unfortunately, it's just a blob of aluminium. I'm calling that one another blob of aluminium. Oh dear, I think I'm seeing some melted aluminium there. Yep. Looks like it's a piece of brass, because I can see there is an old ring pull. And that is exactly what it is, just a blob of melted lead. Oh no, it's just an old drink bottle cap. What is it? Oh, it's just a pull tab.